Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. It is the day of the Warrior King, Mars Day and Tears Day, as well as the 23rd of Leo, the 9th of Hazel, the 23rd of Salmon, and the 18th of Hayamir, which is the haymaking month. On to our astrology, we have our sun in Leo, a fixed fire sign representing achievement. The moon begins the day void of course, and then at 5:01 a.m. Central Time, it goes into second quarter Sagittarius, mutable fire, representing being adventurous. So essentially, by the time you're watching this video, the moon has shifted. Mercury is retrograding in Virgo, which is a mutable earth sign representing perfectionism. Venus is in Virgo, mutable earth. Wait just a second, I made a little error there. The Mercury retrograde in Virgo is about reflection, not perfectionism. My flying fingers have struck again. It is Venus in Virgo, which represents perfectionism, and then Mars in Gemini, mutable air, which is to be pugnacious. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, which is to redefine dreams. Uranus in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, representing spiritual awakening. And Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius, fixed air, which is to examine intentions. So for the retrogrades, remember for Mercury to reevaluate your communication patterns. Then for Saturn, reclaim your authority. Next up is Neptune, which is about reclaiming faith, joy, magic, and imagination. And for Pluto, reclaim your ability to generate. And for Chiron, restore your heroic spirit. So we have the waxing gibbous, and we are busily cultivating our intentions that we set at the new moon. And then for the Sagittarius moon specifically, some of our do's are teach, converse, go outside. The don'ts are cramped spaces, unsolicited advice, and pointless argumentation. Perhaps this would be a good day to stay off social media platforms like X. Just saying. The atmosphere there has been a bit feisty lately. So on this day of Mars, do be careful with the combination of the Sagittarius moon that's inclined to F around and the Gemini Mars that would be delighted to help you find out. Then with Mercury retrograding in Virgo and with its desire for perfection, that could potentially act as a welcome if unexpected source of restraint. And I think we are going to need a bit of a restraint today. Now, there's also the possibility that the Mercury retrograde in Virgo will make someone agitated to the point where when things are not perfect, that they lash out rather than trying to busily make things be in good order. So definitely watch out for that. And again, I don't think this is a good day for social media. You might want to just give it a pass. Now, our tarot for the day is the Ace of Cups. Ace represents the embodiment of the suit's element. In this case, it would be water. And for the suit of Cups, it is the emotional feminine, receptive energy, water element, and the heart. Its keywords are feeling good about somebody, warmth, emotional intimacy, compassion, deep attraction. So you may find that your heart is leading today. So just carefully consider to whom or to what you are attracted, especially in view of all of the energies we talked about just a moment ago. We could really get ourselves into trouble today. So again, be very, very careful. Today's Celtic Triad reads, 3 improprieties of a person at a feast: partaking of every piece of the dish, stuffing the mouth, and talking with the mouth full. I mean, we almost don't need to go into this any further. It's very straightforward what this means and why these are things to avoid doing. So, of course, don't be greedy with food as offered. Don't hog the whole thing. Don't bite off more you can chew with decorum. I mean, just ew, gross. And of course, talking with your mouth full is one of the most hideous sights imaginable at the table. And if you are over 3 years old, then that means you are capable of refraining from doing any such ghastly thing. I don't have anything further to add on it. I mean, this is just obvious. These are things that we should have learned before we went into kindergarten, and that's flat. Now for today's magical correspondences, they are centered on the theme of innocence. Video's back. Okay. Color is white. The plant is an anemone flower. The animal is the lamb, and the crystal is the pearl. And yes, I know technically Pearls are not crystals in the scientific sense of the term, but for the purposes of magic, they are treated as a crystal. So just in case anyone was about to get super literal minded, there's your explanation. Now, magical workings can aid in with the intention of preserving the innocence of the young. And so this might be of particular interest to the parents out there, because there's lots of things out there that I'm sure you don't want your kids to see, especially if they are on the younger side. There's a time and a place for someone to grow into adult knowledge, and the idea that it should happen, when they're in kindergarten, that has just never been a natural, normal thing throughout the entire history of the world. They're not ready for certain kinds of information. They have no ability to process that kind of information. And it really is wrong to impose that sort of thing on them, because they're not psychologically ready. There's no biological reason for them to be aware of certain things. And it's not just, what I would broadly characterize as adult matters, that children need to have their innocence protected from, just this general state of the world. I don't think it's going to be possible, children being the sensitive creatures that they are, for them to be completely unaware of the tensions that we're facing every single day. But perhaps it will be possible not to have them continuously, consciously, traumatically aware of it, giving them what kind of sense of security and safety that you can at home, so far as what's humanly possible. And just reassuring them that, whatever is taking place, the world has seen its troubles before. And sometimes things are scary for a while, but eventually things always do swing back around and get better. Refocusing their attention on what is to come, about getting through, a hurdle, learning to overcome obstacles, gaining the confidence in yourself that things aren't going to beat you down, that you can do things, you can create your own happiness even under very difficult circumstances. That's a very valuable parenting lesson, of course. And it does seem like it's prudent right now to just use our capabilities to protect our own children from the things that we just don't deem suitable for them for whatever reason. Now, for today's practice, as this is the day of the warrior king, if you were a monarch, what sort of ruler do you think you would be? Because, we don't sit on thrones. We don't have crowns, more's the pity. We do not have kingdoms to rule, certainly not anyone who would be likely to watch this channel. But what we are in charge of is ourselves. We are in charge of our own lives. And of course, we are in charge of our own households. There are things that are within our purview that perhaps if we approached it with the sensibilities of someone, I am going to rule myself. I'm going to, preside over my household. I'm going to be in charge of the things that it is proper for me to be in charge of. Not only do I think that helps someone reclaim their agency if they've lost it or if they've been giving away their power, but I think that mindset can also help someone gradually build up their confidence in themselves, so that when they make a judgment about this is good for my life, this is bad for my life, and I'm going to operate accordingly, I think it can lessen the hold of inappropriate guilt that other people try to sometimes artificially impose. So just something to contemplate today. Next up is the Hermetic principle of vibration. Look for examples of that in action. For the Witch's Pyramid, we're looking at the south wall today. And the south wall, of course, is associated with the element of fire. So what motivates you? What gives you drive? And then it's always a good day to study Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, and to also meditate on the concept of strength and what that really means, and how you can build up your strength and use your strength. Then for our journal prompt, what wrong do you seek to put right? Is it within your power alone to do this? How might you enlist others to help if it actually does become necessary? This is a prompt I came up with just because during troubled times when so many things do need to be corrected, sometimes I think we forget about our own limitations, and that we're so overwhelmed with all the things that need to be done, we forget about what's within our power to do. And then by the time we think about that, we have already drained ourselves of the energy necessary to do what is actually within our own power. So this helps us regain perspective a little bit, and also to focus our energy on doing where we can accomplish the most good and the most change, the things that are actually subject to our influence. And I found the image on Pinterest. And it says the butterfly is beautiful only because the caterpillar was brave enough to accept the painful change. And when we are trying to create change, or when we're trying to redress a wrong, that process can be very painful. And we have to know that it's worth it. We have to have the faith of the caterpillar if we are going to endure. So that does it for today. Have a fantastic day, everyone. If you would care to, you are welcome to follow me at Blackbird's Brew on X. The Blackbird Grimoire is available on YouTube and Rumble, and you could join the Oak and Elder Witchery if you feel the need for some company. And if you would like to be part of a server that's trying to grow into becoming both a pagan coffee shop in the online space where people can sit down and visit with each other and just enjoy each other's company, as well as being kind of this library of resources and links of magical and pagan knowledge. So if that's of an interest to you, check out the link in the description. But that will do it for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.